So today we're going to start building the countertop. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to make a pattern for the countertop. Then we'll go out and cut it. What you're going to need to make your pattern, at least what I use, what I find to be the best, is I go to Home Depot and you can buy these sheets of foam board that are 1/8 of an inch thick. It cuts real easy. It's cheap as dirt. You know, it won't cost me just, a couple bucks to make this pattern here. And then just go get you some adhesive. I don't know if it matters. This is what I've got, what I use. And so what I'll do is I'll make my pattern exactly, but I'll make notes on it. For instance, this front edge is going to have a 1 3/4 inch beyond my pattern for the drop edge on the countertop, etc. So what it is like this front edge, I'll make it exactly. So there's going to be 3/4 inch facing on here, the finished trim, and then the lip on the countertop will be 3/4, and then that'll leave me 1/4 of an inch to play with if I had to have it. So, but the thing is, you want to make your pattern exactly the size, and then when we go out there on the OSB, that's where you start adding in your overhangs additional. So let's go ahead and get started building. So I think the first thing I'll do, now the epoxy, when the epoxy dries, it dries a 1/16 of an inch thick. So that's not much. So I'm going to put this in here all the way across. I think I'll go ahead and just put this on. And this will take care of any abnormalities in this wall on this old house. This wall isn't straight. That wall isn't straight. So right off the bat here, see how my pattern is going to be tied against this wall? And then right down here, there's a little bit of a gap, which that doesn't really matter because my backsplash is going to be 3/4 OSB also, and it's going to set on top of here. So the thing to do is I take short pieces and I'll glue that seam. This stuff's light as a feather, but yet it's still rigid. So I'll just take my adhesive and spray a little bit on there. Doesn't matter if I get it on the wall, that's all covered anyway with backsplash. And so that will dry on there, and it'll glue that edge. So we'll just let that dry. So what I'm going to do now is move right down here, and I've got that edge up there, so I'll mark that, cut this, and there's that. And I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same thing back here. I will Put that glue on there. And that'll dry and that'll secure that joint. So now I think I'll just come off of that, and I'm being exactly square with the front edge right here. You mark it. Cut it. All right, and there's that piece. So now I'm going to secure that corner. It doesn't take a lot of glue. I mean, like I say, this is lightweight, so put that on there, and then while we're working, that'll dry. All right. So now I'm going to come right here and get this on there. And just mark your edges. And then I'll cut that. All right. There again, I'm going to keep everything exactly the size. I'm putting a farmhouse sink in here, so this opening is a little oversized, and then I'll out there when I go out to cut the OSB, I'll make the adjustments. And I'll know what to adjust, because before I take this pattern off of here, I'm going to be writing notes on here. Otherwise, you get out there and you forget. So here I am back in the shop now with this pattern that we made. As you can see, when it's all set up and glued, things pretty rigid. So what I'll do is, you know, I put these markings on here, these notes, and so the first thing I'm going to do is make that 1 3/4 inch edge out here, and then we'll proceed from there.